Wait, what happened?
Holy fuck! Stay right here, Donald. I'm gonna run for nurse.
Yes, he will be okay. You just need to give him this drink.
You sure? Because he looked pretty dead right there.
Yes, we already tried that once.
Damn, this shit smells like Everclear, but whatever.
Okay, drop your pants and we can get it on.
Nuh-uh, hell nah. I ain't doing that. Do your voodoo shit or whatever and bring back regular Joe or I ain't playing.
Eventually.
Okay, Joe, since you're back on feet, would you mind showing us your Halloween costume?
My what costume?
Oh my, the one Jill bought you. You were saying she bought you one when you were calling us yesterday.
She didn't bought me any damn Halloween costume, but she did bought me a hockey mask. It's kind of dirty, but it's still intact, at least so I can finally play hockey now.
You dumbass! That's Jason Mask from the Friday 13th!
Jason who? Jason Derulo? Jason Momoa? Be more specific, Donnie.
Jason Voorhees. You were about 40 years old when this blockbuster hit the big screen, so you should remember that. Remember when you watched Jacksepticeye playing this game about that group of teens at the summer camp? The whole theme and vibe of this game is pretty much based on Friday the 13th, especially if you put on the VHS horror filter on it. It's actually so cool they added that to the game.
Speaking on the topic, you guys got any idea on what to play for Halloween this year? I'd like to say the Quarry, but that wouldn't really get us any views, and an actual professional studio game would be nice, as opposed to the indie meme game we played last year.
There are some bangers that were huge, like Resident Evil 8 or 7, but I think going back to the prime YouTube era and playing Outlast would be nice. Everyone knows the game, but not many people heard about it in recent years, so it would be a nice, refreshing title and another game to add to our channel collection.
But Mommy Dimitrescu is hot. We need to play Resident Evil 8.
I admit that she is indeed a stacked woman, but the game itself isn't as scary. Test the waters for us, Obama. If there is a trap, at least you can tank it face first before our turns.
It would be really dumb if the first hole contained a trap, but no, it's just a warm-up before the rest of the map. If anyone here knows how to tank something with their face, it's definitely you, Ronald McDonald.
That's so unfun. Fire!
Yeah, it ain't looking bright for you. The last game was just something weird.
You are all just a bunch of sore losers. That's why you rig everything. I bet Barack and you practiced this map for years before I got to play it. That's why you are beating me, because if we were playing on pure skill, I would absolutely crush you both.
Yeah, no wonder a 600-pound man would crush us. That's how the physics work, you fatty. I think there's still a Big Mac stuck in your fourth chin from the bottom.
Oh shit, really? Oh wow, you were right!
That's got to be the fattest thing I saw since watching My 600-Pound Life a couple of years ago with Obama.
Oh man, that's a blast. Is the show even still on today? I guess it would be canceled by now because of it clearly making fun of morbidly obese people like Donald.
Screw off, Mr. Yemen. And no, it's still live on TLC, I think, but they are taking the usual route for legacy media where they take old beloved shows and just put them on YouTube in full, so you don't have to get cable, which is really convenient since I'm not going to reserve a specific hour during the day to watch one episode of some show with 2 15-minute commercial breaks. It's still crazy how some people still pay for the cable. It's only worth it for the sports because you can get everything in one bundle.
I kind of want to agree with you, but life just doesn't feel the same nowadays since cable got obsolete. It's making people more lonely because they don't really small talk about the show that was on TV last night. When you want to have a quick chat with your neighbor just to socialize a bit, you can talk mostly about politics since that's the only thing that everyone knows. It just feels worse. Sometimes advancement can be cruel for civilization, and I think that we were peaking in the 2000s because of stuff like TV or the peak of entertainment sports. You got the GOAT of NBA in there, Attitude Era in WWE was something out of this world, and the hype for everything was just huge because pretty much everyone was watching the same stuff with everyone, and that's what united the United States. I also remember how nobody was bringing up racism because no one cared about your skin color. But now it's all back to the shitter, and people just want to bring other people down with them to their misery. I don't know, man. I'm just probably getting old, but I really would love to go back in time.
Yeah, sure, crazy story, bro, but how in the hell is Joe above me? He got the cheats on.
We are literally playing on the same computer. You can't say that.
But there are those mouses with the cheats inside them, so it's probably just turning on when it's your turn. It's White House, so you have all the technology in the world in here.
Trump, just shut up and suck it up that you just royally shit all over the bed right now. Do you think Joe would bother enough to put a mini computer inside a $15 Logitech mouse that's not even designed for gaming? Just keep your composure and try to come back from this surplus. In the rest of the map, it's a full-on 18-hole game with 59 par. So there will be a lot of chances for Joe to screw up and for you to make up for this horrible start.
Whatever, dude. Did you know that Jimmy Carter recently passed a 100-year mark? Bro, literally outlived the Queen. He was born 2 years earlier, and he is still somehow alive. And from what I hear, he beat like 3 different cancers. So I think he has immunity shield on him or something, because that ain't normal.
Yeah, my homeboy Jimmy is the toughest son of a gun I know. His resilience basically makes him a real-life Arthur Morgan.
Son of a gun, that's something George would say, not gonna lie.
I still hope this map will have a jump scare somewhere along the map, like the cardboard cutout ones in that indie game where you just go through that fucking maze for like 3 hours and those cardboard monsters pop out every few steps. That would be a nice detail.
Spooky's jump scare mansion? Yeah, I can see how that would work. You're right that it would fit this theme, but I don't think there is a mechanic and level creator that would allow the community to add something like this, so it's very unlikely.
Oh, hi, I just catched up to you, Barry. I'll hoop your ass. And I don't mean it rhetorically.
What was that?
I don't know what you're talking about. I just said that I'm better.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Just don't go too far. Guys, aren't you feeling it's starting to get a bit repetitive? Golf, I mean. It only got rebooted because of popular demand and because we don't really have other successful series. Don't you think we should start testing some new games to find out what will stick to the wall?
I mean, we have Cooking Simulator still waiting to get launched, and we already played over 10 games this year. It's really not that stale yet. We can play this game until we won't be able to find any quality maps.
Yeah, you're right. I'll analyze some data and we'll probably put out a poll later on what to play. But Cooking Simulator is guaranteed, right?
It's literally Cooking Simulator, so it can do amazing or it can do terrible. Of course, we will play it to see how will our audience see it.
What the Sigma? Where even am I? That's just not playing fair now.
Joe, stop pandering to the Gen Alpha audience because it's creepy and we put out long-form content, so they are not even here. You can go on TikTok acting like a brain-rotten fossil that you are, but this video is not the right place.
I mean, that's the age group he is hanging around the most. So no wonder he picks up some words. That's how our brain works. And now thinking about it, and be aware because I'm going to break the fourth wall. I remember how Fraley once posted a tier list of slang words for Gen Z and mentioned Gen Alpha slang tier list. Since he can't do the videos no more and no one else did it, would it be a good idea to just make it ourselves?
I'm mostly going to just munch on some Doritos and listen to the creepy Uncle Joey over here, so for sure, why not? Tier lists are often hit or miss on our channel, so one in a while won't hurt.
You know, if we really going to put in the work, we can realistically output 2 good quality videos each week. A tested and working series every Saturday and something new every Thursday. That way we will be able to transition our channel to variety games. Because I know for a fact that I'm not going to play this game for the next 5 years. You know, there was a reason why Breaking Bad have ending. Every good thing needs to end. It either lives long enough to die a hero or see themselves turn into a villain, right? Green Goblin was really spitting in that scene.
I don't have a single clue on what the fluff you're on about. But I don't really care, and the only thing I know is that old Joey over here will get to rank some of his favorite words. So secure your ass because Uncle Joey will get zesty as hell.
What the hell was that for?
Sorry I got excited, tee-hee.
Remember, Joe, just because we gave you this list, it doesn't mean you should use those words on our videos. We are mostly watched by adult people, so stop acting like a child, eh?
Whatever, man. You got this whole commission book about our rules right. Yeah, and there's a chapter where it says that you can say whatever the hell you want in the United States of USA. Yeah, so shove you censorship up your bum cause that's where I will be going.
Wait, what did you just say?
Yeah, Barry, you can't silence the man. He is not a woman or a kid, so he can sadly say whatever he wants. First Amendment is the most important one. We are not in UK to censor people.
We can't just ignore what Joe said to me, and what the hell do you mean, saying he is not a woman, therefore he has freedom of speech? I feel like I'm going crazy in some kind of asylum.
Yeah, in Arkham Asylum?
Why so serious?
Yeah, Annabelle is going to one-finger tier. I can literally break her apart without that much power. She is a fucking doll, ain't she?
What?
Come on, Trump, you can't just start the list without introducing us to this. What the hell, man?
Oh, right, I almost forgot about it. LMAO. Yeah, so yesterday, Barry sent the link to this tier list to our group chat, and after looking at it, we agreed that this list needs to be done by the most agile, flexible, fastest, and the strongest man of our trio, that would be the best fighter. So that's why I am doing this list. In this list, you don't have typical tiers, but rather the difficulty I would have fighting these horror villains. On the bottom, I will place little fucks like Annabelle that I will just curb stomp like Seth Rollins, and that would be raps. On the top are the gods of food chain, the things that even Adonis like me couldn't fight off because they're just unstoppable, and even though I am almost invincible, there are even some limitations to me. I am still a human after all, and it's Halloween time, so of course we will rank horror villains.
If those are the scariest, very spooky villains, then where the hell is Corn Pop?
Who the hell is Corn Pop?
And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did. And back in those days, to show how things have changed, one of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap.
Joe, why are you always doing that? You start talking about something, but then you don't even care if the story is finished or if you even introduced everyone to it, and you just ramble off into a whole another thing and you forget what you were talking about. Why do you do this? Just stay on the topic, man.
And we still have no clue about who the hell is this whole popcorn dude you were talking about. He sounds like some fake news to me, and I don't even want to know because it's probably just one of the voices inside that rotten brain of yours. And the second opponent on the list is Ghostface, and I'm going to put him in the one finger tier, and now hear me out, because I'm going to explain this to you. Sure, he might have a kitchen knife and be stalking you and have your phone number for some weird-ass reason, but he always calls first, right? So I'm just going to press decline with one finger, and that's how you defeat him. If he got in anyway, that would be a bit harder, but he's just a regular dude, and he's not as buff as me, and he doesn't have any range, so I could just shoot him with my AR or break his arm and just choke him out with my leg lock. And another thing, that mask of his gives him smaller POV, and that cloak of his is the stupidest part of it all. If you get killed by a regular guy while having all these advantages over him, it's really on you because you would die by slipping on a banana peel anyway. So he's going to the one finger tier again.
That argument is mostly fair, but if you want me to believe that you would be able to choke someone out with a leg lock without passing out or having a heart attack first, you will need to pass me some good kush before, because that ain't happening, bud.
Well, then I can show you, but I'm not about to catch more cases. So firstly, sign the contract, big boy. Sign the contract.
Oh my gosh, you talking about Logan Paul? That's my idol, man. I want to be just like him, and I wish to collab with him and have my own lunchly box that will feature chocolate chip as the main dish and will be called the Bowie Dean Special. Sorry guys, my dentures fell out for a moment. I wanted to say Bojan Special.
Joe, you need to definitely grow up and research some stuff about Logan Paul and the Lunchly stuff. They are trying to market this junk as healthier and tastier alternative to Lunchables for all the lazy parents out there that don't give a shit about their kids enough to wake up 10 minutes earlier to prepare them a lunch before sending the kids to school. It's too low in calories to satiate physically active kids for those 6 or 8 hours before they go back home to eat dinner. And even if it had those calories, it would still be terrible because it has terrible processed ingredients that are about as healthy as snacking on a radioactive brick. And don't even get me started on the taste thing, because there is no way that kids out there would actually prefer to drink Prime and eat Feastables compared to drinking Capri Sun and some actually good tasting candy and Lunchables. Stores are probably also selling it at twice the price of Lunchables, so I just hope Dan TDM roasted them enough to just cancel all this junk from the store shelves before the October ends, because the Lunchly Trio are basically shortening the lifespan of their audience by feeding them this shitbox. Mr. Beast is specifically not kid-friendly, and KSI is also killing the ears of millions by releasing the thick of it. And that's a shame, because I actually liked some of his songs back in the day. I was even listening to Lighter not so long ago in my car. Sorry for my rant, but I needed to get this out of my system. Michelle was even visibly fuming out of her mouth when I was telling her about this whole Lunchly fiasco.
Just let them chase the bag, Baldy. It's not like throwing their stuff out of stores will stop kids in our country from turning into big chungus after turning 5. Every good businessman will only praise them for finding a good category that they can get rich on. However, I still don't know why they decided to sponsor those soccer clubs in Spain and Germany. As far as I'm aware, the Prime is quite popular in USA and a holy drink for all the Brits. I'm not accusing anybody, so please don't sue me. Logan, it's all jokes and funnies. So hypothetically, I am smelling a money laundering scheme here, but that's just a hypothetical. So I am not accountable because it's all jokes and shits.
It's all smiles and shits until somebody shits and smiles. A guy shits in his pants and smiles and you think that of me. No, Skylar, I am the one who shits.
Go figure, the guy shitting in his pants is Joe Biden. Next up is Johnny from The Shining. And I'm going to give him some respect because he isn't some lanky dude and he's got some power to his swing. So if we're talking about hand-to-hand combat, I would put him in a fair fight. But if we're talking about the scenario where he tries to break into my house with his sorry-ass axe, then I'm just going to need to get up from my bed and grab the nearest rifle from my rack in the bedroom. But I'm not going to give myself that much of advantage. Because if I'm going to have a minute to jump in my Trump cave, then there would be really no competition from anyone. I'm just going to rank them as if I were in the movies. So it's going to be a fair fight between me and him.
Stop spending so much time with Biden because I think his dementia is rubbing off on you. You aren't Batman-level superhero. Your Halloween costume is actually very accurate because you're more of a villain than anything. And, yep, you're not defeating Johnny Buddy. I'm sorry to break the news to you, but you aren't much younger than Joe. And again, you are morbidly obese, so you really overrate yourself. But I can let fair fight slip past. I warn you from the get-go that I'm not going to let you put Predator or Jason into anything below getting railed tier.
Fine. I'm just going to nerf my abilities and put myself in the movie scenarios just so you won't be crying through the rest of the episode. Next up is Freddy Krueger, and I know you might think to yourself that he is scary and dangerous because he is a literal serial murderer, but if you just woke someone up by poking them with your finger, then he's not a threat at all. That's why I'm putting him in the bottom tier. However, Alien is a different story because he isn't a nightmare fairy tale burr, rather an actual threat, and I'm not even going to front as long as I don't have flamethrower from Elon. I'm cooked when confronting this terrifying creature. I'm going to put it in. It's going to be hard tier because I can drive away from him and just ask Elon for a drone delivery and then I'd cook his ass, so it's not impossible to defeat him. Any funny remarks? Barack?
I just admire your creativity. You always find a delusional way to make yourself win in every scenario, but you proved how your plan would work and it could be done. So I'm not going to disagree. It's just really pushing it.
I don't know, this whole alien guy seems pretty fun. I bet he likes ice cream too.
He would rip your face off before you could even lick the ice cream, Joe. But seeing how the next one is just a regular human without any superpowers, I'd say it's a fair fight between two people, but it's really not because Patrick Bateman is a guy you would least expect to be a killer because he knows how to present himself as a legit businessman. I think going to be hard is a good pick because, again, he would catch you off guard. And he's also fast, strong, and tall. So even if you could somehow see him trying to attack you and try to take away his weapon, you would very much struggle, and you'd need to be really strong or trained in martial arts to take him down. So, gonna be hard is a nice tier for him. But I bet Donald has different view on the matter.
Yes, I bet for you it would be near impossible, but unlike you, the great Don is not a pussy and could take on any UFC fighter one-on-one, and if I get a good chokehold on them, they're done for. But I agree that he has the element of surprise to him, and he is prepared for the occasion better than you. That's something surprisingly close to his biggest role, Batman. So it could go either way. Fair fight it is. Next up is a Chucky doll, and again, don't make me laugh because I'm just gonna frog splash this little toy if he ever tries to talk shit on my name.
No, Chucky is probably the scariest villain on this whole list. I can't even look at his face without getting goosebumps. If I ever saw Chucky coming at me with a kitchen knife, I think I would just get a heart attack and collapse before he could get me, just so I won't feel the pain he would get me through. Is Satan personified?
You could get it any minute now, so it's nothing crazy to say, but we are way past the 8-minute mark, so we need to quickly breeze past the rest to get this video posted and get that sweet ad rev. I'm currently saving money to buy me a new construction site for the Trump Tower in Dubai as my Christmas gift. Michael Myers is actually the first one in the top tier because I don't even have a plan right now how to defeat him. I just don't.
I don't agree that we should hurry up the video, but to be honest, the rest of the list is pretty much unbeatable, apart from Samara from The Ring and Hannibal Lecter, because I stand by my point that literally every single human villain can be beaten. Some will be tougher than others, and Hannibal is definitely one of the toughest. So yeah, I would just put Samara in the bottom because you literally have to just simply not watch the tape, and Hannibal in hard tier and the rest in the top tier, but it's all up to your interpretation in the end, Don.
I'm also one of the toughest bastards around town, so I'm going to put Hannibal in the fair fight tier, but you're actually surprisingly correct in the rest of the statement. I'm just going to assemble it exactly the way you said, aside from Hannibal, and it's the entire list. Anything you'd like to add, Joey?
I just don't know why the hell is KSI on this list, because he is not a villain but a hero to me. I love his fresh song, The Thick of It. I listen to it daily.
You're a lost cause, Joe.
Guys, did you see the newest Tesla event?
Like Nikola Tesla. I was talking to him about how we could use the wireless electricity in the world 100 years ago. But he was a one smart fella, I'll tell you that.
No, you dumb poop fart. I'm talking about Elon Musk Company. They revealed 3 massive products, and they were so controversial that Tesla, the 8th biggest stock in the entire world, dropped by nearly 7% instantly.
Did they drop a product as revolutionary as iPhone? Or did they just develop a nuclear bomb? The way you're narrating this, it could be both, honestly.
Well, they started off by fully autonomous cabs that will be available for like $30K in the next 3 or so years. So basically everyone will have their own chauffeur like us, which is crazy. And then he dropped fully autonomous vans that I don't even know how to describe. So I'm just going to show you a picture.
This shit looks like RoboCop helmet. Are you sure it's a van and not some kind of a bullet train that will ride in some specific tunnels?
No, I am 100% dead ass. This thing straight up drove to him, and 20 people came out of this like a clown van. And the third product is, I think, the straw that broke the camel's back. He introduced an AI-powered humanoid robot for personal use. He showcased that it can dance, it can serve drinks, and the AI model is really human-like. And those moves are the smoothest moves I've ever seen a robot do. And it's not even going to be expensive because he plans to release it in less than 3 years from now, and it's going to cost somewhere between 20 and 30K bucks. So it's really not a thing that only multi-billionaires will buy.
Nice run right there, Donald. You're getting close to the top of leaderboard. I don't think I like the idea of this robot. To me, it sounds like something that would kill the daily chores routine. And it would just make people weaker and lazier. And just imagine if AI malfunctioned and a 6-foot angry-ass self-conscious bot is not something I wish upon us.
This bot weighs like 100 pounds, so I could just snap it like a twig. If anything, humans are more likely to malfunction and hurt you, to be honest.
Are you saying to me that it's 6 foot tall and weighs 100 pounds and is humanoid shaped? Man, it sounds exactly like some Dommy Mom anime a few dimensions. The nasty things I do to that robot.
And there it is. Never mind, now I feel bad for this robot. What the fuck, Joe?
I mean, if you're going to release a humanoid robot for only 30K, then you know some geek will turn it into a sex robot. It's not really something that no person would do.
Yeah, but this guy has a wife.
I do?
Are you kidding me? Jill looks like she's 1 foot in the coffin already, just like Joe. And I'm pretty sure that she inherited his self-care routine of showering in mud, like Shrek, and greasing up hair with sunflower oil. And despite that, she's probably still not giving Joe any action.
Now that wasn't cool, Donald. You can't just roast a man-wife for no reason. Apologize to Joe right now.
I still didn't get an answer. Since when do I have a fucking wife? And why did I just heard that for the first time from you?
Because you are lost cause and you forget every detail about your life piece by piece every day.
I'm pissing my pants a bit because if my calculations are correct, me and Joe are tied. Yep, I need to step up my game.
This kind of reminds me of the Forbidden Forest from Harry Potter.
I get what you mean. Those little ghosts flying around are also cool.
Oh my God, no, ghost, please. Oh God, no.
Grow the hell up, you man-child.
Oh no, I think I recognize these ghosts.
Yeah, because that's all your friends that died of old age.
Stop crying, Joe. Donald is just being a prick. Those ghosts are just a decoration, not an actual ghost.
Whatever you say, buddy. Now watch me. This is how you play some fucking golf.
I gotta say that you had the best luck out of us three, but that is only because of that tree branch. There is no way that this was your actual plan for the shot.
But it was. You're just mad that you don't have 20/25 vision like me, like I said a couple of episodes ago. I am always 2 steps ahead.
You gotta take some steps ahead on a fucking treadmill because you're built like a fucking 6'3" BB-8.
Now that came out of nowhere.
I'm sorry, I just had a tough day and I didn't get enough sleep, so now I'm just frustrated a bit, so you gotta cut me some slack for it. Joe definitely knows the feeling.
Oh yeah, that's true. You don't want to meet an angry Biden, that's my demon alter ego. It's why I nap once every hour, it's to be rested and ready for what's to.
Ha! That's our Joey, all right?
Shut up, his sleepy ass just gave you a boost and went straight to nap.
And I would be incredibly foolish to not take advantage. I need to wake him up so he'll keep up messing your chances at winning this.
Here comes Trevor Simon. He's nice. Go watch. What?
Wake up, Barack is still out there so you can still mess him up.
What? Why would I do that to my second best friend? You're one weird guy, Trumpy.
You calling anybody a weird guy gotta be the funniest shit I ever heard.
I just want to let you know that I fucking hate you, Joe.
What, why? I thought you were my best friend, Barry.
Apologize to Grandpa before he starts sobbing all over the floor, Obama.
I'm sorry, Joe, but you didn't have to fucking yeet me out of the way. I was just standing there and I wasn't even in your way.
Fuck.
Take this L, you fat fuck.
And then you wonder why I always roast you 24/7.
I'm gonna learn and be cautious, unlike Trump here.
By the way, that was a nice performance right there in Michigan when you rapped Not Like Us. I really liked that one, and I knew you were a fan of Travis Scott because you already sang one of his verses in one of our videos.
The fuck you mean, Travis Scott? I never rap not like... Oh, wait. Did you just confuse Eminem for Travis Scott and lose yourself for Not Like Us? How do you even fuck that up? It's completely different styles.
Wait, Obama did what? And why in Michigan? I'm just quickly gonna Google it, hold up.
My palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. Vomit on my sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. I'm nervous, but on the surface I look calm and ready to drop bombs, but I keep on forgetting. Dun, 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 dun. I thought Eminem was gonna be performing. I was gonna jump out.
Now, Obama rapping about dropping bombs is truly outrageous.
It makes you wonder why he chose that song, doesn't it?
Screw off, guys. I chose that song because, well, it's because of shit.
Oh, booger. Why I got a stupid eagle. I wanted a hawk and a tua, but that's a story for another time, Ike.
What?
There is no hawk in the Gulf. I'm honestly terrified to ask, but that's what needs to be done. Joe, what do you mean by tua?
You know, like hawk tua. You got to spit on that thing. We need to binge watch Talk Tua one day. I mean, I already binged the entire series for like 10 times while doing my daily chores, such as doing my daily quest in Fortnite, rating outfits on Dressed and Pressed and stuff like that. You know, it's a great white noise. It doesn't work the best as a podcast to fall asleep to, though. I had the worst nightmares about the world with no ice cream after trying that.
Where will this hole lead me to? Fuck!
Just put the fries in the bag, little bro. You're done for.
Well, about that.
Oh man, Joe, you might sit down for what I'm about to say.
The fuck you mean sit down? I already have been sitting here on my chair from the start of the game.
Oh, well, it was just a metaphorical then. Anyway, you know that Trump did actually put the fries in the bag last week, don't you? He even gave out some orders on the drive-thru of a closed McDonald's.
He did. I mean, yeah, you gotta somehow pay off those lawyers after getting scotch-free from 34 felony counts. And if it's McDonald's that's gonna do it, then that's okay, really. Kamala told me that she also did that back when she was in law school.
Now that's a lie. Fake news. McDonald's have confirmed that they didn't have anyone named Kamala Harris in their staff back in the 80s. So that means I officially spent more time as an honest, good-working McDonald's worker than she did.
Hey, did you inhale their entire fridge before leaving, you pork-filled belly-having blob of a man?
Now what the hell was that for? All I did is worked for the people and told the truth. And no, I didn't eat everything. I actually got a couple coupons and a free fillet of fish as a reward for my rough 15-minute shift.
Are we just gonna glide over the fact that Joe just got catapulted straight to another map? It kind of reminds me of the way you did something like that back in May when we played golf with Andrew Tate, Peterson, and that Shapiro dude.
Yeah, but that's because he timed his shot poorly. And those doors just kicked his ass out of this course. So it's simply a skill issue of his.
Yeah, keep talking, but it's rich coming from the person that's dead last in the standings as of now.
Barack, we got to do something to keep this skeleton out of first place to stop him from talking down on the Big D name like that.
I'm not gonna cheat my bro out of first place. If you want to win, then simply do better than him. Again, you're playing golf as often as you can, so it should be relatively easy for you.
I'd bet then. You see? It's shit like that that always kill my chances of winning the games. If he gets to cheat me out of election win, then I should get to cheat him out of golf win. It's really simple.
Revenge is not the Jedi way, my young Padawan.
I'm so cooked, bruh. I'll need to cut the deficit by 10 shots in the next 7 holes to win. Where did that come from, Joe?
That is only for my nostrils and Hunter to know. Oh man, that pumpkin do be looking pretty thick. That's exactly the way I imagined Trumpy Dumpy Bunda to be like.
You disgust me, you freak.
You're doing coke in the White House again, Joe? I thought we eliminated that stuff from entering the compound.
Let's be real for a moment here, Obama. Do you really think there was any president in the last 100 years that wasn't on coke 24/7? It's basically the staple of being a president to have a bag of cocaine always on your disposal.
He's not wrong. I mean, bro, I'm like 200 years old. How do you expect me to be on my A game all the time?
Yeah, you're definitely not on your A game. And what do you mean 200 years old? First, I thought you were 81 years old. Then you talked about fighting in World War I. Then you reminded yourself of the talks you had with founding fathers, and now you're saying you're 200 years old? You are basically contradicting yourself.
He is somewhere around 4.5 billion years old. Bro was probably riding the dinosaurs on his way to work. And don't forget that he talked about how he was riding horses as a knight back in medieval age in one of our very first video. It was the sports tier list one, I believe, but I could be wrong.
200 or 4 billion, what is the difference? It's all the same shit.
Listening to you will give me brain aneurysm in future, Joe.
Hey, Obama, did we talk about doing something other than Mafia 2 for Christmas? I mean, sure, we will have this video going, but surely there are more Christmas video games to explore.
Yeah, no, we will, Don. We will. I wouldn't be too worried about that. I'm positive that there are so much video games and tier lists to make videos on that we will not be able to do it in 1 month, so we will be pretty busy.
Do you think we will hit the 100 videos mark on our channel this year? Imagine how cool would it be to hit it on the New Year's Eve. Oh, and to clear confusion, I'm talking about the long-form videos because shorts are shorts. Only 18 more videos to go and 2 months left. If my math is correct, and it's always correct since I am a very good mathematician, the best in fact, then we just need to keep up the rate of 2 videos per week and we're gonna be right on the money with it.
If our editor will not get sick again like he did a couple weeks ago, then we will hit it for sure. Dude was lucky to have some videos and a compilation ready to go while he wasn't able to work on videos. Anyway, since we just finished up the 12th hole, it means that it's the end of the part 2 of the special Halloween golf with your friends game. See you next week or in 3 days, depending on how fast we will upload something up.
Okay, it's time to end this map full of bull.
When I'm winning, it's full of bull, but when you're winning, then it's the only fair way to measure how good at golf someone is. That seems like some false logic right there to me.
What the great Don says, it's gospel, and you don't get to argue with it, so zip it and listen to the big D when he talks.
You really got to work on your nickname because I don't know if I want to hang out with Big D.
You already hang out with Michelle every day, so is it any different, really?
Shut the fuck up before I drone strike you and every single of your stupid-ass dump towers, you fucking morbidly obese, diabetic, Cheeto-looking ass!
Yeah, sure, buddy. Don't forget that I'm going to be president in the next 3 months, so better oil up and hurry up before I take over this shiny big red button.
Why should I oil up before getting orbitally striked by you? You sometimes just yap for the sake of yapping and don't really say nothing. Do you hear yourself when you talk, or does it just fly out like that?
Nah, I just talk to keep the brain-rotted, low-attention audience hooked on my speeches. I don't even think about half of the shit I say, but when you say more, you win. It's not about the argument that you're trying to convey, really. And Kamala is a prime example. All that bitch does is just say that I am bad and that she cares about people, then she stops my wall, and 4 years later she wants to rebuild it. Does it make any sense?
I guess no, but you both do similar stuff. She says stuff like that for sure. But when you are asked about a problem, you always hit them with the I have a concept of a plan. Like, bro, are you sure you're fit for president? If you can't even have one fully formed plan, except for tax cut for the billionaires? That's probably why Elon sucks you off. And Zuckerberg said that you looked badass after pumping your fist in the air with half of the ear blown off.
I don't know, Barry, you just sound like a mad hater now.
Yeah, someone's jealous a lot. If you were such a good president, you would win Democratic primaries earlier this year.
True, true.
I feel like I'm going crazy. Are you guys dumb? I already had 2 terms.
Okay, and if you were truly good, you would have won the 3rd term.
Exactly. Who's stopping you, bro, Obama?
The 22nd Amendment fucking stops me. That's who you fucking morons.
I don't know who that whole Second Amendment guy is, but he sounds pretty lame, not gonna lie. I am a fucking president, and therefore I invite you to start in Democratic primaries in 2028.
I'm not going to entertain this crap. Cut the trolling out, guys, and drop the act.
Okay, but you gotta admit, it was pretty funny, Obama.
Huh? What do you mean?
Oh my God, this fool wasn't playing. He actually doesn't know about the 22nd Amendment.
Come on, Joe. Nobody can be this stupid. I know you lived through long times, but you were pretty sharp in 1951, no? Because that's when the 22nd Amendment passed, a bill that limits the presidency terms for each president to 2. And I can't believe I actually need to explain it to someone. Congrats, Joe. You're the first person that needed an explanation as to what the hell 22nd Amendment is.
Thanks. My mommy always said to me that I am a very special Biden.
You might very much be the first restarted president of USA, Joe.
I don't know what the frick my ability to restart a computer has to do with me being a president. But I'll let you know that I don't restart that crap. When it blue screens, I just force it to stay on with the power of my will. And sometimes it unstuck, sometimes it explodes. But if it explodes, then it means that it wasn't a computer worthy of being the official gaming PC of president.
That's why I never bought a PC for gaming in the White House, back during my term. This shit always crashes, and there's a high chance that if you install some shaders for Minecraft, it would just explode after 10 minutes of playing. I don't have time for all that crap, and I'm not a broke bitch, so I can afford to pay for subscription and brand new games, deluxe version, base price without any promos or bundles, because that's the type of guy I am. I just buy a game, boot it on, and play. I don't have time to type in gazillion of combinations in Morse code just to play some NBA 2K.
Oh, wow, the sheer amount of ignorancy in that rant is just absurd. You literally just have to log on whatever platform you bought the game in and click play. Do you think it's 1990 or something? A literal toddlers operate a desktop PC on the daily, so unless your cognitive functions are worse than those of a toddler, you should be very much able to do so with ease.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to be honest. I was a bit confused when they took out the goated MESDL8 interface and replaced it with the one we have today, but it's still pretty intuitive.
See? It's like the stuff like that, like what the fuck did he even say? Was that a code for I don't get bitches or something? You PC nerds disgust me, quite frankly.
Focus on the game. Don't you see that Joe is finally losing his marbles and we're gaining on him?
I assure you he lost his marbles quite a bit ago. You can tell just by listening to his squirrel-ass voice. His voice is squeaking almost as much as my chair in office did after my first week of being a president.
That's what happens when you weigh 2 metric fucking tons.
Skeleton hands rolling pumpkins around. So that's why Joey performs so good here. It's because he is featured in this fucking map.
I'm pretty sure I just heard you spit at the end there. Anyway, this course looks pretty interesting. I can already see that it will be a frustrating one. Nah, it turns out that it wasn't as interesting as I thought, but at least Joey finally bottled his lead, and the only thing left to do for me is to beat Trump's fat ass.
You can keep trying, boss. Oh shit, I almost got a heart attack there.
Your weight will do that to you soon anyway. Don't worry about it.
I actually don't think it will happen that soon, Joe. Dude has some great genetics. And no matter how you eat or what you do, genetics is the main thing that defines your lifespan, and his dad made it to 93 while his mother made it to 88. I'm pretty sure he will be here for a couple more years with us, and you will hopefully be too, Joe.
Now get out with this wholesome gay shit. Not on my watch.
Dude, what? I literally told you that you will probably be alive for another decade, and this is how you respond?
Shut the hell up, you fat pussy. I missed because of your gay bullshit.
5 points to make up in the next 2 holes. It's going to be a challenge, but it's not impossible. Joe bottled even higher lead in a singular hole.
Yeah, but the logical fault in this argument is that you're comparing the greatest, smartest, strongest, and the most beautiful Chad in the world, Donald Trump, with some demented bum that somehow got dragged all the way to the White House to spend his retirement in.
Fuck you. I'm not retired yet.
So you don't deny that you're a demented bum that's been dragged to the White House? Look, everybody, this is your president. You really voted him in.
What the hell is wrong with those eyeballs? For Barack, they were rolling, but for us, they are rock hard, just like me right now. What is going on?
Too much info, Joe, too much info. But I've noticed that those solid, immovable eyeballs have that little vein or whatever behind them, while those rolling are just round, so look out for that detail. I'm not going to gatekeep any shit from you, even if it's going to make me lose, because I'm not a bitch.
If you have to say yourself that you're not a bitch, that's how you know you're a bitch. Thanks for letting us know, Obunga Master.
So it all comes down to the last hole and our 4-point deficit. To be honest, it could go either way because we tend to have those little fuck-ups that lead to one of us getting 14 shots in one hole while the rest gets 6 or something like that, so it's a coin flip more than anything else.
Oh, buddy, just by looking at this ramp, I can already assure you that no matter who will win, it will be a massive, massive gap in this specific course just because of this ramp. It tends to be so random, and there are so many angles we can approach it from, and every position requires a very different angle.
I'm going first then, and I'm just going to yeet it and hope for the best.
Not this time, bucko. Look at this masterclass of mine now.
Nice one. You really showed me.
But now for real, check it out. Hell yeah, that's how you do it in Don Nation.
Wait, why?
I think if you touch water, you instantly get disqualified. That's why it teleported you back.
Well, no shit, Sherlock. You want a cookie or what?
Okay, now I'm done with this crap.
Nah, I ain't letting this shit slide. You're not winning this.
Oh shit. I'm afraid I might be indeed cooked, guys.
Don't give up, Barry. You can still do this.
Shut up. It's not up to me anymore.
At least you acknowledge this. That's good for you. At least you will accept defeat to the great Don's name. Don't worry, there is no shame in losing to the best golf player in the world.
Okay, I can accept second place, but to draw with Joe? That's some next level bullshit, man.
Ha ha ha. Take the L, loser.
Please don't tell me you have another stupid spooky list. I hate this month. I want it to be Christmas already.
I feel you on the Christmas bit, but stop being a puss, Biden. Most of these lame-os aren't even scary. Speaking of, how do we rank them? Is it based on their creepiness, or do we just rank them how much we like them?
I don't know, man. I'll just rank them based on how good of a job they do being a mascot of their franchise. But I never played Choo Choo Charles, so do any of you want to share any experience with this guy?
Did you just assume Choo Choo's gender? How dare you, you bald-ass bigot? Choo Choo identifies as a fucking train, and that's final.
It's not that serious, Joe. It's just a Vita game character. If anybody played his games, then I'm going to go purely off his appearance, and that's a neat design, but nothing too crazy. So it's B tier.
Next up is the real OG, a legend even. Guy that's built exactly like Barack.
Hey!
He was the first creepypasta that went mainstream, no? At least the first one I encountered. You damn well know where he belongs, Obama.
Of course I do, but in terms of video games, only one of them was actually banging. The rest were as bland as Taylor Swift's discography. As an urban story, he'd go to S tier instantly, but here it's a tier at best.
Whoa there, cowboy. This isn't a horror video games ranking. It's a goddamn horror video games mascots tier list. Slender is one of the most intimidating creatures here. His smooth face surface without any facial features, his long-ass toothpick arms, and those tentacles make him so menacing.
That's fair, actually. Slender Man to S tier. Here we go.
Blood trying to be Fabrizio Romano so bad. Ekem Baldi?
Oh, not Baldy. He was my math teacher back in elementary school. Those bruises and PTSD never went away.
How the hell do you manage to get more and more demented with each passing day?
Refraining from Joe? I don't get any uncanny or eerie feeling when looking at Baldy, but rather the goofy one. The game is a really fun experience, but Baldy is just a bad horror character. I don't think anybody would have a problem with me putting Baldy in C tier. I don't hate the game, and that's honestly the only thing keeping me away from putting his ass all the way down to D tier.
I would not refrain from putting him down there if I was you, but to each their own. Next character is a bit too ethnic for me personally, so it's all yours to rate, Obama Tunji.
What the fuck? I assume that was a retrospective on my rant I went on the last video about the whole Lunchley crew. I agree, though. It was a bit too long, and I want to apologize, but yeah. So we're talking about Amanda specifically, even though there are two characters in the picture. Amanda the Adventurer is a great example of analog horror theme done, right? Her unnerving speaking manner and harsh 3D model makes her a really good mascot for the franchise. What do you think, Joe, since you're an expert on the kids?
I don't know what that cute little girl is doing here with all those creepy, spooky monsters, but goddamn, is she hot.
I regret asking. I'm just going to put her in A tier and move on. What's next on the list? All right, Mr. Neighbor. When the first game was in its alpha stage, I honestly thought that this franchise will become the next big thing in indie horror game scene, but it seems like developers just lost their original idea, and this game just lost its original tension, and running away from the neighbor is no longer a thrilling experience, but a frustrating one. Because of that, I just don't feel bad about putting this dude into D tier because he is a joke now.
Bro just went on and unleashed a whole ass essay out of pure hatred toward this guy. Now, that's the level of hating I can put respect on, Obama. Keep it up. By the way, have you seen that lately? Uvox AI replied to one comment under our last tier list. It's the first instance where I seen a legit great AI president's channel in our little community here. Shout out to Uvox AI though. Keep those vids up. Back to the list though. Huggy Wuggy from Poppy Playtime is next.
My guess is that Joe already played through entire game, or am I wrong? Seeing as it's a game that really got successful among the younger side of the gamers.
You're right, Barry. They should release a sex doll inspired by Mommy Long Legs. I would buy up their entire stock.
Barack, just let me decimate the hell out of this fossil. I can't stand his demented ass. Do you hear what he is saying?
He said much worse things in the past. I wouldn't worry about this specific one. This would be legal at least.
Whatever, dude. Now what the fuck is Garten of Banban?
You're asking the wrong person, but we have a tier for characters we don't know well enough, so if Joe doesn't have anything to add, then I'm putting this thing in there.
Yeah, I don't know this one. I remember Markiplier playing this game, but it didn't stick to my memory.
Of course it didn't. Just like anything else when it comes to your memory, Captain Dementia. Oh, next up we have Joe's Mom. No, but it's actually a really good survival horror game for being released on mobile. I always respect someone who made a lot with not much resources. And to make such a viral game for mobile is admirable feat. I remember playing Granny back in 2019 or something like that, and it was actually scary for the first time. Now it just looks goofy as hell with those stiff animations and 1980s graphics, but I'd still give him a solid rating. It's up to Barack if he played it or not, because if he disagrees, then you can be sure as hell he never played this game.
It's not my fucking mom, you obese hippo.
Damn shush, just don't get rage baited, Joe. You're giving him exactly what he wants by getting angry, but I have to agree on Granny. It really is goofy with those animations, but it's just keeps you hooked on for hours when you play it. It's been overplayed now, and Granny's more of a joke now than actually a scary villain. But I have to give her respects, because everybody who's been playing some games will recognize that old-ass monstrous face. A tear is where Granny goes. So I hope you guys vibe with this rating.
If you dare to put Freddy Fazbear in any other place in top tier, I will track you and your whole family down and slaughter your lineage one by one while making you see it all and regret those choices. And how easy it was to avoid that tragedy, but your dumb ego just couldn't hold back and wanted to. Challenge Biden, blast Mike.
Sure you will, buddy. Now let's get you to bed, because you gotta be sleepy if you think I wouldn't put him there. Isn't Five Nights at Freddy's the biggest horror franchise of all time by now? Not sure. By it surely is biggest video game horror franchise, because as might as Silent Hill or Resident Evil are huge. You can't really compare them to FNAF. This shit got everyone hooked all day and night by working out those theories, especially MatPat. Bro spent half of his life just chugging down Red Bulls and finishing up scripts for another game theory episode on Five Nights at Freddy's teaser, all to get blasted by another troll from the website put in there by Scott Coughlin.
Yeah, no wonder Joe likes those animatronics so much. There are little kids stuffed inside them. But another one is Bendy, and I think I heard about it, and I get the gist of it, but I never actually played it. It feels like one of those games our dementia patient played before, because he always plays those YouTube games. We don't know when he's left alone for a while in his office. This fucker would rather play the OGET game than do it.
That's not true, but you just happen to randomly be right this instance. Bendy might be a demon, but his design is great. The way he is a cute old cartoon guy that just happened to transform to a terrifying monster is amazing. You gotta see his full form if you never witnessed it.
I don't know where and if I did, but I do remember this guy looking not so cute anymore and all screwed up. So while I can't rank him from the player perspective, I can see him going in B tier just because of his design. You gotta be creative enough to make an old Disney-styled character to look scary, and I'm pretty sure it's scary if that guy chases you down in the game. But I will not speak more on that matter, because I want to get to the next antagonist, which is Spooky, and while she's not scary herself, and the game isn't really scary too, and rather boring. It's fun for the first 5 minutes when you get a few jump scares and you got that ghost chasing you down in the dark maze. That's actually the only part that's not dreadful about this game, but Spooky herself is not scary at all. And I don't really know or care why she's the main character. She's going down in the Dookie tier.
That's a lot of hate for one little girl, and that's kind of made me worried about your daughters. But I'd rather you roasting the shit out of that girl than Joe creaming his pants in our voice chat. We're coming awfully close to 8-minute mark, and we have one character left to rank, so that's actually perfect timing. And I don't why someone put a pig head on Granny's attire and called it a day with the original design, but it's just called being lazy. That's like Barack calling himself first black president because he could—
Excuse me?
I don't know why I would put ice cream on my pants, so you better change your roast game. Donnie, and also Piggy is amazing design. Piggy isn't just a random character thrown into the mix. He has a rich backstory that ties into the lore of the game. The story reveals a dark narrative about betrayal, loss, and a desperate quest for revenge. Unlike Granny, whose motivations can feel vague, Piggy's journey adds depth and layers to his character, allowing players to empathize with his tragic past while still being terrified of him.
Holy shit, he actually played the game. Just put this dog shit knockoff into the F tier and let's wrap this up before Joe goes on one of his dementia rants.
I will do just that, because I have too much of respect for Granny to let him change my mind and side with Piggy. But I gotta admit that his talk was kinda getting me engaged. I don't know, just remember to subscribe and tell us in the comments which one of these is your favorite. Have a good night and remember to stay positive and think about how lucky you are to even be alive in the first place. Next time you wake up, instead of nagging about how uncomfortable getting out of the bed is.
I don't know, guys. This game looks real scary.
We are all here with you, Joe, so don't be scared and boot it up. Keep in mind that this is just a video game and nothing from the game can come and get you in real life. If you will somehow manage to remember that, then you will be set and will not be scared for the rest of the video.
I don't know why you even bother explaining this to him. It's not like telling him to remember something will make him remember. It's the pills that do that.
And guess what? My pills are on the fucking desk. So shut the hell up.
Oh hell, nah, you just messed up. You are lucky we are on a Discord call, because the next time I'm coming in White House, you're getting slapped all Will Smith style with the full range of motion.
Does your relationship also look like that of the Smiths?
At least it doesn't look like that of the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, where the guy gets abused, cut open with some glass bottles, and wakes up to the smell of shit on his bed.
So from what I've read, we are an investigative reporter named Miles Upshur, and we are investigating a massive Mount asylum. And all we have to do is to record everything we see while staying alive. We can't fight, but only run or hide.
So we are basically on our way to the White House.
More or less, yeah.
Just because I'm a little bit slower doesn't mean I wouldn't catch that. Smartasses.
But you are slow enough to not catch that I didn't specify any time frame. I was talking about White House during the Obama administration.
Ha ha ha, exactly. Wait, what did you just say?
What I said is said and done. Now, how long do I have to watch this stupid-ass ride scene? It's not like Joe can control that car, because if he could, we would already be flipped upside down.
We are approaching the gate, so we are here. Prepare yourself, Joe. Hope you got your fingers warmed up before playing this game. We don't want you to have stiff fingers or to injure them by stretching them too fast on your keyboard.
Is it really that bad? Damn. You know that you're old when you have to warm up your finger to not injure them.
Yeah, I know, but I did actually. I was playing Skrillex and Guitar Hero Live for the past 5 hours, and I got a 2 whole stars on rookie difficulty. I never could do it while Jill was testing my reflexes.
Let me read this real quick. You don't know me, have to make this quick. They might be monitoring. I did 2 weeks of software consult at Murkoff Psychiatric Systems facilities in Mount Massive. All sorts of NDAs. I am very much breaking right now, but seriously, fuck those guys. Terrible things happening there. Don't understand it. Don't believe half of things I saw. Doctors talking about dream therapy going too deep. Finding something that had been waiting for them in the mountain. People are being hurt, and Murkoff is making money. It needs to be exposed. And we got that mail from a randomly generated mail, so I guess we trusted a random-ass mail on this and went to visit what could be a trap to rob us out of our money. Absolutely no survival instincts to be observed here.
Of course you would know everything about how to rob people, Barack. So back to what I was trying to say. Did you just say Guitar Hero Live, Joe? Who the fuck plays this heaping pile of dog shit? Don't tell me that you wasted your actual money on this stupid-ass guitar that was designed for this game.
Don't be silly, Trump. Of course I didn't. Firstly, I wanted to use your money, but sadly you didn't pay any taxes, so I had to buy it with the tax money of hard-working middle-class people.
I mean, all of your money is tax money. You get paid $33,000 by federal government every single month, don't you, Joe?
Oh man, I wanted to play on this computer, and what did you say, Barack? Joe only gives me about $200 monthly as my allowance. It's my highest allowance I ever got. I put all of this to pay off my student loans from 1961. And Jill adds another $200, so I'm only 20 years away from paying it off fully. I'm so proud of myself that I could finally do it. It only took me 60 years in becoming a president.
A real achievement right there, buddy. Now go to the front door and ring the bell.
Good idea. I'm going to do that, but you're going to be the one talking.
I don't think any of you will be talking. I wouldn't expect any voice chat feature in this game.
Why are there military trucks?
This shit looks sus, but with my great brain power, we can handle anything this game throws at us.
You sure of that? The mail mentioned something that's waiting for the doctors, and that sounded like it meant some diabolic creature, so I wouldn't be surprised if there are monsters in this game.
There's a problem with your idea, Don, and it doesn't work. I can't click anything.
Then try to look for some other entrances. Are you dumb or something? If you will not be able to do so, then you could as well just break those dusty windows down and get inside.
This one is locked, guys.
Try the other side. It looked like there was a lot of space, and I don't think the developers would just decide to place a big chunk of nothingness over there.
Oh, damn, I have legs.
It's time to climb, Joe. Just try to not slip up while climbing the ladders, and you should be able to go through that open window.
But if I fall down, then you're paying for the operations.
Don't worry about that, Joe. If you fall so much as from the chair, you would instantly die, so you won't be needing any operations.
Shut it, fat ass. Joe, I already told you at the start that it's just a game. If you get hurt in the game, you will not get hurt in the real life the same way as you can die in the game and stay alive in reality.
Can somebody explain to me what the fuck that music meant? Is there Herobrine waiting for us right behind the next corner, or what?
When you're playing a horror game, you can expect some random sounds just to build up the tension. It did exactly what it was meant for. It made you anticipate an attack from some spooky entity. Most of the time you should be fine, but the scary thing is the fact that you don't know when it's just a fake sound and when it really means trouble.
Yep, that's definitely Biden's room. Of course, the electricity went out exactly when we got inside. What a coincidence.
Don't worry, Trumpy Dumpy. My super duper extra camera got night vision mode, so we're set.
As long as you have batteries, that is.
What batteries? Can't I just plug in the charger?
No, Joe, you can't. This camera runs on stick batteries, which I assume you can find in the asylum, but still be careful about draining the battery and follow the right top corner where you have the battery level shown. Use it only when you really need it. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Don't worry, you don't need to apologize.
Nigga, what?
Toopy toopy la la la, I'm walking down the hall.
My goodness, why do you have to be such a pussy? Nothing even happened. Just go mind your business until a real threat comes out.
I think if we would be in the same room as he, we would get our eardrums blown out.
Just like you're back when you get...
Don't you even dare to finish that fucking sentence, you bitch-ass hoe!
Don't you hear the noises? Somebody is coming for you, Joe. Get in that vent ASAP, you fucking imposter.
I'm just gonna close the door to make sure nobody's peeping.
Anything you gain by smashing this door is made sure that any threat can be sure that you are in this fucking room. Really a great strat there, Biden.
Well, seems like it worked out great. The guy was even so nice that he closed the door when leaving.
What are you looking at? He already left the room.
Yeah, I know, but I just heard something. Never mind. I wonder what's here.
Yeah.
Okay, it was scary, but what the fuck was that noise, Barack?
I got scared. Well, never mind and just continue the game if you will, Joe.
I'm not enjoying this game so far. I can do maybe 5 minutes more and we're calling it quits because I'm sure as hell not going to stay here for another hour.
Wait, if this guy is dead, then why the fuck did he scream and where did he jump from? I have trouble understanding this bit. Oh, and he screamed so you can be sure that someone who wants to get you heard this shit and knows exactly where you are lurking right now.
You're looking at this game too rationally, Don. I'm sure the scream was exaggerated and it was mostly ours, I bet. Also, just let Joey listen to the audio of the game. If he hears some stomps, then he should run.
They killed us. You got out. The variants. You can't fight them. You have to hide.
I can.
You can unlock the main doors from security control. You have to get the fuck out of this terrible place.
I think I know what happened. There was a crazy-ass doctor in this asylum that experimented and mutated those insane patients and created some monsters. Then when all hell broke loose, someone got to run away with the evidence and military got sent there in those trucks. You've seen parked up front, and my guess is that those variants, or whatever you call them, are bulletproof and fireproof and everything proof, basically, so they just captured all the soldiers in this insane doc had. Some fun with them. And 3 of them are here, and we were probably just listening to one of them that was still semi-alive.
Jesus Christ, these sounds are killing me. If there will be one more jump scare, I'm clicking Alt and F4.
Little pig.
That's it. I'm going to the Dairy Queen for some blizzards.
Hold it, Joe. Wait up for me. I'll be there to pick you up at 9. I'd go for some flamethrower signature stack burger, bacon 2 cheese deluxe signature stack burger, 2 cheese deluxe signature stack burger, original cheeseburger signature stack burger, and some large fry.
Hey, I wanted to finish this recording, but guess you two have the major vote. Can you pick me up too when you were on the way, Don? I don't really have nothing to do tonight, and a chicken basket with crispy chicken strip salad sounds like heaven.
No surprises there.
Subscribe to Oval Office Gaming right now or Barack will go get your oil with his drones.